Once upon a time lived a jolly little boy called Gilbert Young. Gilbert lived happily on the hearth with his dear friends Eyeless Chad and the Cauldron Spider. He would spend his days reading, cooking, and dressing up in fancy things. And whilst he was a very happy little boy, he also dreamed for much, much more. So one night when the moon was full, he wished upon a star that you would subscribe to Louie's channel and like this video. Now I'm sure you don't want to dash the dreams of a child, so please fulfill Gilbert's wish and don't forget to subscribe right now.
Well, it's a bit of a overcast but fairly warm Sunday. I'm going to confess, I'm in a bit of a fog today, and it's taken all my efforts to actually go out walking up to Towers, which weirdly I've had to force myself to do. I don't know, I'm having a funny day. I think I feel a bit down. I don't feel very comfortable in my skin today either, and I'm going to hide a bit. I even spent some time doing my makeup, which is kind of pointless because I'm wearing my sunglasses. I don't know, I thought it'd make me feel better, but I'm not sure it did. And then I'm over-analysing my face and why are you dressed up so much just to go and walk in Towers? Especially when I'm just like wearing a baggy ass t-shirt, which is all I feel comfortable in today. And I'm thinking, why am I even recording this? Does anyone want to hear this? I don't know. I thought maybe I'll just talk it out on the way. I'll get in a better mood. I think sometimes I'm quite actually bad at acknowledging when I'm not so good. I think, I'm just being self-indulgent, I'm being wrapped up into myself, but then, I don't know, I think I push myself to the limit sometimes and I just have a bit of a break, and I think that maybe just what's happening. Maybe I'm just having a funny day. Maybe I woke up on the wrong side of bed, who knows. It's funny because yesterday I had a really, really lovely day as well. I had a day with Feppy, which I didn't film because we hadn't seen each other for a while. We had a lot to catch up on. And we went to Leek and brought the contents of Leek charity shops and B&M, and it was lovely. And I don't know, maybe today just sort of waking up being on my own, maybe just got into me a bit. I sometimes do. I hate to admit it, but I do get lonely. It's beautiful down here. Maybe this is what I need to do today. Just concentrate on good stuff. Look at the beauty. And swat that whatever buzzy thing is right near my ear and kill it, because it deserves to die. But apart from that, seriously, what is that thing? There are worse places to contemplate life than at the base of the chained oak. I would go up today, but it's quite slippy and muddy. I don't want to fall over, make my day even worse. Honestly, I need to snap out a bit, because what kind of... Everyone's probably tuned out. I'm even thinking, will this ever make the vlog? Or I'm just going to delete it all and pretend it never happened, but it's not very honest if I do that, is it? I think we all have dark days. Kind of human too. And just to pretend you don't, it's disingenuous, and also it's very helpful either, is it? I think sometimes I do. I bury my head in the sand and pretend, I'm fine. And then I think, actually, I'm not. Also, maybe I should think of a bit of a cheesy metaphor. So where I am in Dymingstown at the minute, there is Himalayan balsam. Absolutely everywhere. It's gone crazy. It's obviously loving the wet, warm weather. And it's very beautiful. There's lots of pink and white flowers. It looks really luscious. But it's also not native, it's invasive, and quite honestly a pain in the ass. But I suppose things can be a pain in the ass, they can be a nightmare, but they can also be beautiful. So maybe that's what I need to think. There is some beauty somewhere in the darkness. God, that's so cheesy. Seriously, I can't decide whether this makeup today looks decent or look like a drag queen. I can't actually tell. I need to go over myself, don't I? I actually do need to go over myself. I'm having a word. You should too. Oh, that's got to chin me up a bit, come on. Well, I'm here, and it's kind of like half sunny, half stormy looking, and it's quite busy, and for some reason if I put my sunglasses on I feel less embarrassed talking to myself in public.
You failed.
But what I got a drink, that's what I've got here, and it is a watermelon and mint cooler.
Oh, fancy, fancy.
Which I don't know if I'm going to like or not, because watermelon is something I absolutely detest.
I hate it so much.
So you think, why the hell am I ordering it? Well, actually, since I had the plague,
Why are we talking about this again?
I had a weird craving for watermelon. Mainly the smell.
It smells so good.
Watermelon.
I haven't actually tried any actual watermelon or anything watermelon flavoured. But I'm just wondering, I don't know, if having COVID
She won't stop going on about it.
or plague, whatever it was, is like reprogram my taste or something. It's very strange, because like I say, it absolutely repulsed me. So let's see. Let's test the theory.
Now I'm on the edge of my seat.
Is it any good?
That's really nice. See, this is weird.
There are watermelons everywhere.
How can your taste buds be reprogrammed?
It must be magic.
I literally hate watermelon. Like, smell everything. That is weird. I was worrying about being a bit of a scruff bag today, but then actually now I'm covered in mud after scrambling around the bushes. I think a good clothing choice was made. Doing some filming around the gardener's cottage, but actually just the more, I say more modern one, which is now hidden behind a rather ugly fence. But you can kind of still see the remnants of the gardens, of the little terraces and things, and it's quite cute. Again, a bit slightly depressing about the condition, but we're going to be positive because I'm going to really look forward to making these heritage videos. I think they're going to be my winter project to get them edited and out for next year. But it will be good to just be documenting the garden and the history. and also hopefully get some lots of old photos of what it used to look like versus now. It has done me good coming out, even though I seem to whinge the whole time. I think you do have to force yourself sometimes, don't you? Sometimes you're not in the mood, but getting out of the house is good. It really is good. At least I feel like I'm doing something, I always like to say, doing something constructive rather than destructive, because it's so easy to be destructive, even in small ways, really. So as long as I'm creating or doing something constructive, no matter how small, I think it's a good thing. Well, I've been talking about needing a break, so I've finally taken one. I've headed north because I'm going to go and see my friends Lee and Tony, and we are going on a ghost hunt.
We're hunting a ghost. A ghost? Exactly! Who does that?
And for the occasion, today, I thought I'd wear my fantastic Ghostbusters t-shirt that actually was Tony's, and he kindly gave me last time, mainly because every time I saw him wear it on Zoom, I was like, Tony, where did you get that t-shirt? And now it's mine. I don't do that about all his clothes, by the way, just saying. I'm like, raided his whole entire wardrobe.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
But it is a thought. I don't know if I've ever really talked about spooky stuff in my vlog before, but I do really love creepy things. Scary stories, scary places. In fact, my love of the paranormal is how I know Lee and Tony. You will recognise Lee from previous videos when he serenaded the murderous mermaid.
Strangers in the night.
And Tony, well, you've met his alter ego already. So I've known Tony only about, I think it's about 3 years now actually, maybe. And we normally just mainly get to hang out on Zoom, so it's nice when every once in a while we can just all get together. I say do investigations, but it's normally just them two taking the piss out of me and winding me up, which is all good fun.
So please. You guys love me.
The first time we all managed to get together in person was a couple of years ago, and funny enough, it actually is where we're going this weekend, Jedburgh Jail. Now, Jedburgh Jail is a really cool place. It's lots of fun. There's lots of different buildings and lots of cells. As well as hanging out and having fun, we probably actually also do a bit of work. Maybe. Last time we were at Jedburgh Jail, we carried out a few experiments using a basic version of the Estes method. The Estes method was created by Connor Randall and Carl Pfeiffer, who you may know from Planet Weird's fantastic docu-series Hellier.
Something happened in Hellier, or something happened around Hellier. All I know is it's bigger than goblins. It's bigger than us.
The method is named after Estes Park, Colorado, which is home to the Stanley Hotel. As well as being famous for its hauntings and as the setting for Stephen King's The Shining,
Here's Johnny!
is also where Connor and Carl developed the method whilst working at the hotel as paranormal investigators. As part of their investigations, they used a spirit or ghost box, which is essentially a radio that continuously sweeps through AM and FM frequencies. The idea behind these boxes is that they can be used to communicate with spirits by receiving messages in either the form of EVP, electronic voice phenomena, or by the spirit momentarily stopping the radio on particular words or stations. In the Estes method, however, rather than everyone hearing the box's output, one person will listen to it using noise-cancelling headphones whilst also wearing some kind of blindfold. This prevents the listener from being able to hear the questions being asked, as well as eliminating the possibility of lip reading. Before watching Hellier, I wasn't particularly interested in spirit boxes and didn't see their value beyond a fun novelty to fool around with. But the Estes method made me rethink this and got us intrigued enough to give it a go at our last Jedburgh visit. Whilst the results of our first attempt were a bit hit and miss to say the least,
off. Die. I can't guarantee it.
It did, however, pique my interest enough that I want to repeat the experiment again, but this time with a few additions and tweaks. So I'm getting my things together for the Jedburgh trip, and one is a blindfold.
Ooh, kinky!
So we can do the Estes method properly, because previously we did a basic version. We probably just didn't know what we were doing really, so we hadn't thought it through particularly thoroughly beforehand. So I bought one of these this time, so you don't, rather than just closing your eyes, you actually can block out a bit easier, and I suppose it makes you go, I don't know what the word to say, gets you more in the zone of listening and concentrating when you've got your eyes covered. Also, the other essential kit is the ghost box. This is another addition to the kit. Last time we used one that Tony had. I think it's one of the original Radio Shack ones, which is pretty neat and retro. But the advantage of this one is that you can actually, there's an SD card slot in it, so you can actually record the output, which will be interesting, because obviously beforehand we just had one person listening and saying what they could hear, but without being able to go back and check, because it is sometimes quite hard to actually hear, and you do get a bit self-conscious as what you're saying. Praise God.
Okay. This is not getting weird.
So if you just blurt it out and then we can like timestamp it and see what it actually said, or if it's just, because it is, audio is really ambiguous in some ways. Like I've had clips before I've sent to like Tony and Lee and other people, and they've said, what do you think it says? And we've all come back with different answers. Sometimes we all agree, sometimes we don't. So again, it's just interesting to be able to analyse it. And also, another thing we need to remember to do is record the audio of the actual room and the people asking questions, and using old school dictaphone. This is a good bit of kit, it's really sensitive, and like we just set that up again and sort of like, I don't know, make a timestamp or just make a noise so you can hear on both audio, so you can connect them up and see. Again, because you might hear something in the room that you don't hear at the time, or you can then obviously compare the questions to the answers. Another bit of essential kit is the headphones, which you can plug directly into the ghost box. These are also really good in that, I don't know if they're specifically noise cancelling, but once you've got them on and you've got the ghost box on, you pretty much can't hear anything else or other voices, or if you can, very, very muffled. So they're really good. And another addition is a headphone splitter, because I thought it might actually be quite interesting to plug that into the box. You've obviously got the person listening and saying what they're hearing, but also other people can sort of tap in and have a listen at the same time if they wish. So that's the equipment packed. It's time to go find those ghosts. Maybe. Probably unlikely. Who knows? We'll see. Having a little stop on the way because Tony has called a code orange beer.
We are to code orange here, people.
Of course it is. In Newcastle.
It's Halloween.
I've done it right. Lisa has a very good trolley.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Negative, negative, negative.
Where is the spooky stuff? I'm sorry, if they've got Christmas, they better bloody well have Halloween. so many things I want instantly.
I will take everything.
Are you hiding?
That's a scary mask, bro.
She's a formal ghost on the way to work.
That's hideous.
These are pretty amazing. And the metal. £3.50. I think they're going in the basket too.
I believe these chicken feet are mine. The fluffy! You're so fluffy!
And now for something completely different.
Sun's going down and it's very windy, but it's very beautiful. So we're on the way up to Jedburgh. We've stopped at Almouth. I keep saying that wrong because we're just talking to Anwick. I can't say it. Alec, to go to a bookshop. You probably can't hear anything I'm saying because it's windy, but it's so beautiful. Good for the soul to stick your feet in the sea. Perfect meal for ghost hunting. Deep fried haggis and chips. Well, we finally made it here. I am so full of haggis and chips, mind that I may have to have a little sleep in the corner. But we're at the jail. It's a damn sight warmer than it was last time, which I think we came, it was the end of October-ish. It's all a bit serious at the minute, so hopefully get started, have a bit of fun, get a bit spooky, who knows.
Tony.
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 Tony?
Tony?
Mr. Liddell.
No, I know, but you can change it. Depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because when you're vlogging,
Yeah, but
why
Dad
do
won't do that.
Why do you want to do that?
No, no,
That's Tony. He loves me, really. You do. So here's one of my partners in crime, Mr. Lee D. MUNRO. So, Lee, what do you want to see tonight?
Nice cup of coffee.
As in, I really need coffee.
Cup of coffee? Yeah, we haven't had one. It's not good. Lots of chips, no coffee. Bad times ahead. I was going to insert some background and history to the jail here, but the ever-elusive Mr. LIDDELL has already done the work for me. So if you'd like to know more, click on the link to Tony's video in the description. And don't forget to subscribe to his channel. We're going exploring. Properly fall off the path in the dark. What's that bit down there, look? Spooky hole.
3 hours later.
Why is it always so windy in the north? Jesus Christ. We just walked around the building basically, didn't we? But it's good to check your perimeters. That's what professionals do. Because we are, of course, professionals. Beyond the other accredited. Yeah, that's the thing. One of those moments where you kind of somewhere kind of got to be vaguely sensible, and as soon as that situation arises, all I want to do is giggle and be silly. That's why you can't take me anywhere. Literally can't. The outside recce finished. It's time to explore the inside. And also to slyly check out our fellow investigators' equipment. We also managed to reunite with some old friends. She's still here, still eating her whole nothing. I see you. Did you just tut at me? No. Wow. Such a diva. Exploring all done with, it's now time to do some work. For our Estes experiments, we chose cell 16, which was located in the men's cell block, not normally accessible to the public. I particularly liked this cell due to the creepy mirror hanging on the wall, which we hoped something spooky might present itself in. Spoiler alert, it sadly didn't, unless you count my super scary reflection. In the cell, we set up 2 cameras, one filming the person listening to the ghost box, and the other on the person asking the questions.
What questions do you want to ask? How many of us are here?
Although on the whole the sessions weren't particularly eventful, there were a few interesting anomalies. The first was the camera pointed at the questioner kept turning itself off for no particular reason.
You check your cameras that are running. Some of them are just switched off.
Nothing spooky, Edward. Oh, that one's turned itself off.
Is it?
Yeah. Plus there was a moment when I did feel a sense that someone or something had come into the room. This was at the same time Lee had heard distant banging sounds, which seemed to be much louder than that of the flagpole which had been flapping in the wind all night.
Where are you?
I guess I've got a perception that's daft, but it felt like someone came in, or there was something else changed. A marker. When I struggled to make out a particular word from the ghost box, I would simply say marker, so it would be possible to pinpoint and review it in the audio at a later date. I can feel...
Camera's just switched off again. Yeah, bang away in here.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Creatures. What do I say? Cheers. No, but the thing is I feel stupid saying it because it's not so done. I know, but I waited a minute, I was like, no, something's changed. And I felt my chair, it just feels like, I can't describe it. I'm going to sound so woo-woo. This sounds like an energy change, something felt different. And I thought, I just wonder if someone's come in. You okay?
I'm not going to call you.
And that's when I started hearing, I can't make them out voices, I could start hearing the voices saying stuff. That's what I was going marker. And as soon as I said I can feel it, it's like, that's why I said I feel nuts saying it. I don't know why, it feels like...
Why is that switched off?
I don't know. I almost felt like I'd get with my hairs were standing there, I don't think they were, and I could just feel my chair felt funny. That sounds daft.
No, you feel how you feel, doesn't it?
I know, but I don't feel like scared or anything, I was just like, I get more worried about, oh, it sounded like one of those kicks.
Well, even if it's what you feel is not...
Because I'm not scared, I'm not sitting here feeling scared, even though that's just, this place doesn't scare me. I was just like, something felt different.
What are you going to do?
Carry on.
What made all this even more interesting is that the ghost box continued to record for nearly 30 seconds after it was turned off on the FM frequency, not AM, which I'd selected for the session. The audio you're about to hear is taken directly from the ghost box. The two blue indicators on the timeline are the sounds that prompted me to say marker. At first I thought maybe I'd pressed the wrong button on the box and hadn't turned it off when I thought I had. But on reviewing the footage, the ghost box output is clearly audible while my headphones are around my neck and goes off when I press the off button.
This camera's just switched off again.
Annoyingly, or strangely, depending on how you view it, my dictaphone, which had also been set up to record, saved no files on either the SD card or its internal memory. Whilst I wouldn't necessarily attribute anything paranormal to these anomalies, it is however interesting that they occurred around the time I felt something enter the room and Lee heard the banging sounds. While we may not have encountered the lost souls that reportedly haunt the jail, or gathered conclusive evidence of their existence, we thoroughly enjoyed our night at Jedburgh. And for me, that's what paranormal investigations are all about. They're all about opening your mind to possibilities, not taking yourself too seriously, and having fun with your best friends, even if one of them is always trying to run away from you.
Hi!
Hello.
Oh, that's not fair. I can't work this light on. I'm gonna blind you. It's only fair, Tony. Look at you run away every time I get the camera out.